Okay, it is the next day. We are on hold yet again. Cam came over. In fact, he's over there washing his hands. We were able to get the hub on, flywheel on. These are torqued. But we started playing around with the pilot bearing. Is that what that is, Cam? Yeah. The pilot bearing that's in this hub, which is right here. And we're not thinking that hub was supposed to be new, and we assumed the bearing that was in it was new, but this thing is dry. When you spin it, it's dry, and it doesn't run smooth. It's got a bunch of like catches in it and whatnot. So we're on hold because we want to replace that bearing. But then we put this bearing on the input shaft. This is the input shaft that comes out of the dual power. And this is where the clutch rides. Well, anyway, this bearing on there, it is loose as loose could be. So we measured it, and we got around a little over 20 thousandths of play between this shoulder and the inside of this bearing. So we're gonna take this to town tomorrow. We're gonna grab a new pilot bearing from the parts counter and stick it on here and see if it's tight. With a little luck, this bearing simply might just be bad. But we did take our calipers and we measured this. It's hard to see on camera, but it is a smaller diameter out here on the edge than it is down here by these teeth. That also is about 20 thousandths difference. So what we think happened was the old hub sits right here. This is the hub that was on the tractor, and you can see the teeth in there are absolutely fried. But this bearing is locked up. So what we think happened was this shaft was spinning in the bearing, and it just tore the end of that up. So we're gonna call in some experts to figure out how to fix this, or we're gonna see if we can buy this. This and this are all one piece. This ring gear, which is what the planetary goes in, is one piece with this shaft. So we're gonna see if we could buy that. If not, we might involve a machinist to help us fix this, maybe. I don't know, but anyway, we're on hold with that. See, we were not able to get the clutch on it, but Cam was able to get the dual power basically put together, right? The little clutch, which is right here, is all stacked up with all the new O-rings and shims and all the stuff that goes in it, and the big clutch is in there. Literally the only thing we're missing is the planetary, but we can't put the planetary together without this shaft being correct. So once again, our efforts to slide this tractor back together are on hold because of this shaft right here and a bearing. So once I acquire that bearing and we decide what we're gonna do with this shaft, then we can slide it back together. So for now, that's as far as we can go. Cam has to wear bibs to drive his car because the car ain't got no heat or something like that.
No. It has heat.
It's got heat, he says. But anyway, I wanted to give you an update. I guess as soon as I have an answer, I'll let you know. So stand by. Okay. Back in the shop. Waiting on some parts. So while we're waiting on parts, I decided to tackle this shift issue that we had. And what it was is the shifting lever for the high-low range, which also acts as the park. Here, let me show you guys. I should have shaved, sorry. But I've been plowing a lot of snow and I haven't exactly been grooming. Anyway, see on this shift gate here, this lever on the left, this lever here is just 1, 2, 3, 4, and the reverse. That one on this side is high-low, and then you go over into that notch, pull it back to get it into park. The lever that runs that is so worn out that you could actually twist that lever and you could pull it into park and into low at the same time. An earlier episode, you remember me when the tractor was out back, that happened. Remember, I had to go get the screwdriver. Well, anyway, I took this thing apart, and here it is. This little shift gate is actually very straightforward. It's really worn. This is the shift lever, and it's sitting on a bushing here. If I wiggle this, that thing is just crazy loose. It wiggles up and down, side to side, in and out. It's just really loose. The other issue is, see this lever? Even down here where it hits the fork, it's all worn out and just gouged out. So just everything is worn. So this shaft, I have a bolt in here now. That's just for demonstration purposes. But that shaft that's actually in that steering column over there, it's only got snap rings on the end. So there's no way to tighten it. If I could actually tighten this, if I push down on this, it actually tightens that shifter up a lot. But because that shaft floats in there and these levers float on the shaft, this lever, unfortunately, is just going to continue to do that. So I have some repair work to do. I'm going to have this all back together before anybody views this episode. So you can't tell me I can't do it. But what I think I'm going to do, I think I'm going to build a bracket. I'm going to take this off of this shaft where it's loose. And I think I'm going to build a bracket off of the high-low shift lever here. And I think I'm going to just pin, I think I'm going to bolt this shaft to this lever. It's actually hinged on this lever anyway. So instead of it being around this bolt, I think I'm just going to put a little flag right here. Just a little flag. And I think I'm just going to put a bolt right there. I think I'm going to weld up this square hole. Whoop, there goes my bolt. I'm going to weld up this bolt because I actually checked. This right here, this is park. Right there, the tractor's in park. And even in park, the lever's all over the place. This would be oil light. This is park. There's park. This is low. This is neutral. This is high. So I'm gonna try to take up some of this space. I think my best option would be to just weld that both holes so that they're too small. Weld up this lever so that it's the correct width. Then I'll just go in here with a die grinder, or maybe I'll just put a new wheel on the hand grinder and just trim that up so that it fits in there. I don't want to say tight. It's got to be loose, but tighter than that anyway. I should mention, talking with Dale and Cam, this piece here, I'm pretty sure I mentioned in the last episode, this has got a little loose here. The bearing that was on here was spinning on the shaft. And apparently the experts, we've asked many people, and they say not to worry about it. This bearing is not all that loose on there. The new bearing is much tighter. So the plan is to reuse this. I'm not supposed to put that on film, but we're going to reuse this. It's not going to bother. Reason being, because this is bolted tight to the dual power. God, I almost screwed that up. That's bolted tight to dual power, so the bearing in there is not actually holding it up. It's just in it. And then the hub is held on by the crank, so it does. I guess there's no weight there. So it's literally just got to spin. So all the experts say, don't overthink it. Just put it together with a new bearing, which we have here, and off we go. So we're not going to get a new shaft. We're just going to reuse it. So Cam wasn't available. He was going out of town this weekend, so I thought while he was out of town, I would work on this shifting disaster. Smells like gas in here, guys.
Oh, that's not on the video.
You guys can smell the gas on the video. That's Kyle under the truck. You guys all know Kyle. This is his brother, Caleb, working on a hoopty. Gas tank change?
Yes.
Gas tank change. Trust me, smells awful. So I got some welding to do. Okay. I've been working on this for a while. The shifting contraption. This thing was a bit of a challenge to get out. This shaft right here goes all the way through the pedals. It goes through this frame, and it goes through all three of these shifting linkages here. This was the first one I had to take off. These two that are in here are the ones that needed attention. If you guys get to doing this and trying to figure out how to get this out, I should mention there is a set screw here that needs to come out. I haven't quite figured out what that set screw does. I guess it keeps the shaft from turning. You know, like let's say the shaft got stuck in a pedal or whatever. Anyway, there's a set screw there. And then there's these tiny little snap rings that it took me a while to see. Like I couldn't get that pin to move, but there was like, there's 2 or 3 snap rings. There's one like here, there was one on either side of this and the one on the end. So long story short, there's more than one. There's more snap rings than just the 2 on the end. But anyway, I been messing around with this. Over here on my bench is the finished product. First thing I did is I got rid of all of those grooves and notches that were in the shifter linkage. So I got that back square and flat. Then I took these 2 pieces, which this lever has to chuck in between, and I welded the corners up, and then I carefully die grinded those out. So I got these 2 holes that the shifter fits in there tight now. Remember, there was a good 1/4 of an inch in there. It was really loose. Then the other thing that I did is I took this handle off of this. I just have this bolt in here. This is actually one of the bolts that holds the tractor together after we split it. I'm only using it just here as a hinge, but that shaft used to be right there in that groove. Or I'm sorry, the shifter handle was in this groove right here, and it was just in there loose because the 2 shifting levers would create a gap between themselves, and then that thing was just flopping around in there. So I omitted the end of this shaft. I had this little bushing that I welded to the end of the handle. I made this piece. I actually I drilled and tapped this little tab here, and I welded it to the shifting linkage for the high-low. So when you put it in high-low, the handle basically just becomes one with that. And then when you shift it over into park, you go left into park, and then it only goes about that far. So this was a bolt. I originally had the head of a bolt on here, but it made it so that there was no play up here, and I needed some play. So I took that bolt out. I got a longer bolt, and that did the trick, but then the head of the bolt hit this shifting linkage here, which this is the park linkage. So when you put it over here into park, the head of that bolt was actually binding right here. So I almost just took a notch out of here, but I didn't want to do that. So I took a longer bolt, I cut the head off, and I drilled a tiny little hole in it. You can see there, there's just enough room for a flat washer, like a flat washer and a cotter pin. And then just for safety, or I guess I shouldn't say safety, but just for one added step, I put a little spot of weld on the end of the bolt down under here. Put a little spot of weld, and then I flattened it back off because I want to make sure that doesn't turn. So I got this set up now. It actually works pretty good. Now we're ready to, I actually ran out of time. It's almost dinner time and I'm filthy. I gotta get cleaned up. Tomorrow I'm going to put this back together.